Hi there. I'm Bruno, welcome to another sketch tutorial. Today, we're going for an urban sketch. More precisely, this classic cobblestone street in northern England, so it should be a lot of fun. If you'd like to start with the aid of some guidelines, you can download a scan of the sketch outlines. The link is available in the description below. How to get started on a scene like this? We can't find any clear vanishing points, so I'm just trying to locate reference points for the bigger shapes, paying attention to the angles, and most importantly, drawing very loose wobbly lines. This is the most important aspect to keep in mind when it comes to urban sketching. We want to avoid stiff or precise line strokes, otherwise we'll end up with a more technical feel, and that is not what sketching is about. Especially with these longer lines, we want to break them here and there, adding more character to the drawing. The higher you hold the pen in this stage, the better. Another important thing is to avoid focusing on a specific area at once. Notice how I keep bouncing over the entire scene, drawing lines here and there, in an effort to bring the sketch together, little by little. Some decisions may be final, so we have to be very conscious of each stroke at this point. When you draw loose lines like this, it's much simpler to correct any eventual mistakes. In a sketch like this, there is no real compromise, unless you mess up the bigger proportions. That would be a problem. So we keep looking for key points and shapes, in an effort to connect these buildings, while maintaining the correct positions within the sketch frame. If you ever get lost in this phase, don't panic. Don't allow anxiety lead you to drop mistaken lines. Always go back and forth between the reference and the paper, in order to keep your memory fresh. The foreground building is very foreshortened. Watch out for the close parallel lines which make up the windows and pipes. These are the hardest features to be drawn in this sketch. I really love how this stylized luminary works in the composition. In my opinion, it is the main focal point in the scene. Once more, I try not to concentrate in a specific area for too long. I keep hovering through the paper, dropping lines here and there. This helps me keeping a sense of the sketch as a whole. I've been using a 0.5 tip pen, but now I'm gonna swap to a 0.3 in order to establish a bit of contrast between the contour lines and the inner lines. It also helps to draw the windows. When drawing these windows, pay attention to the angle of the horizontal lines. These are among the few lines in the scene that go to a vanishing point. A bad angle here may hurt the sketch quite a bit. The iron bar fence is also a tricky feature. Don't get hung up on the details here. Just a few lines are enough to communicate the overall shape. Unfortunately, some of the shapes on the top right were left off, but we can try to complete a few of them on our own. Just a few more details here at the top, but let's not overdo it. Now let's draw the lower windows and finalize this foreground building, which is very foreshortened in the shot. When it comes to texture features, such as bricks or cobblestones, the idea is just to suggest a few clusters here and there. We don't want to clutter the sketch, and this technique works very well. We're almost done with the sketching part. There's just a few more details left. We can use some hatching lines to suggest a few areas of shadow. It helps to increase the overall contrast on the composition. Sketching is all about practicing, and you should keep doing it on a daily basis. There are lots of aspects which will improve with experience, starting with developing your own line style. You'll also develop a better sense of observation, improving your ability to translate the reference image to the paper. Last details on the rooftops. I think we can call the sketching part done, and go have some fun with the watercolors. Okay, as you can see, I have mixed a few washes in order to cover the main areas of the sketch. There are quite a few tones spread around the scene, but the mixes must be very light, in terms of the water to pigment ratio. We want more desaturated tones, in order to capture the right atmosphere. Each of these washes is a mix of a specific color, with just a touch of Payne's gray. I've done so in order to obtain darker desaturated tones. This particular wash that I am currently applying here is a mix of yellow ochre and Payne's gray. Also, be mindful of the areas which should be left unpainted, such as the 4 white windows on this foreground building. While the paint is still damp, we can drop a few tones here and there. Not only it helps suggesting aged textures, but it adds more interest to the painting as well. Moving to the next wash, this is a mix of burnt sienna and Payne's gray. We can apply it to these 2 walls which share the same texture and are positioned in the same orientation. I keep saying this on all of my videos, but when you apply these washes, it's important not to allow the borders to dry until you reach the end of the intended area, in order to avoid harsh borders. The next wash is a mix of Ultramarine Blue and Payne's Gray. This one can be applied on the road surface, the sidewalk, and also the building roof right above it. At this point, we can notice how these desaturated mixes work well together, providing just a subtle change in hue. In my opinion, they are doing a good job in communicating the scene's atmosphere. For the dull and cloudy sky, I am using a very light wash of Payne's Gray, almost unnoticeable. You can also use a tissue to carve some cloudy texture if you like. Now it's time to handle the shaded areas. Here I'm using just a bit more saturated mix of Payne's Gray. While the paint is still wet, I'm applying clean water just on the lower border in order to get a nice blend. Just keep applying the same technique under the rooftops and wherever else you see fit. As always, use the reference photo as your guide. We can also do it underneath the windowsills. Just a few more shaded areas, mainly the window holes. Also, the two walking figures should get a darker shade of Payne's Gray. We're almost done. Let's not forget the sidewalk borders, which are also in darker shades. Just a few remaining shaded areas. Now I am just mixing a light wash of SAP Green. I decided to apply this mix in a few areas, just for added interest. And lastly, I am adding a bit more pigment to the Payne's Gray mix, just to reinforce some shadow areas. And just a final touch, I am using this light wash of burnt sienna, just to emphasize the brick clusters. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the bell button to receive notification for future tutorials just like this. I see you on the next tutorial, and thank you for watching.